have been, hold it guys, they have been called the sickest band in the history of rock and roll music.
Please, help me, Michael.
What is that?
Transylvania!
Hey everybody, welcome to Androidvision, your November 2024 edition Thanksgiving, I guess.
It's probably still 98 degrees outside.
Hey, you ever fisted a turkey? High five! Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning to Androidvision, your November 2025 edition, and you're back. Is this your second?
Third? Feels like my third.
Third?
Yeah. Things are getting pretty loose.
You're getting loose? You feeling alright?
So
you're not as nervous as you were the first time?
After 3 times, yeah. Well, I had a little good
Gotta stretch it out.
Yeah, you just had to rub your shoulders a little bit, get you a little loose.
Yeah.
Loosey-goosey, as they say.
Let it happen.
You gotta start with 2 fingers and work your way up.
That's not what I heard, but you know that's what amyl nitrates are for. So
I love that, like, you know, so it's becoming more of a common thing. I was watching like a reel about this the other day, the lesbian manicure.
Oh.
Where it's, you know, and you pick your 2 fingers, but it's always 2 fingers or shorter. And I guess there were like manicurists who were like, oh no, you want symmetry, you want to, and they're like, no, I really do want these 2 short, which is very conscientious.
That's the bowling ball.
Right, exactly. And so that's what one of the women that I was watching, for reasons, said that. She was like, oh, well, I'm in a bowling league, and so I need these 2 shorter for the ball. And
Yeah, it's the bowling ball, I guess you could say. Or you could do the 2 and the...
I know, yeah, see, I was like...
2 in the stink, 1 in the pink?
Okay.
The shocker?
2 in each.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
The shocker.
Whatever. Alright, guys. It's our Thanksgiving episode, but it's like evil speak-ish. But we also wanted to do some stuff regarding, you know, talking about home ec, cooking, how to be a good housewife, a proper lady, right? How to stuff a turkey properly, right?
The nutrition, you have to consider the nutrition. I learned that. So apparently Dino Nuggets and Tater Tots is not going to cut it.
We have a good friend of the show. His name's Neil Lemoy, and he loves, I don't know what it is, but he's a 60-year-old man, takes care of his parents, God bless him. But whenever his mom goes grocery shopping, he insists that she buys him kids' cuisines.
Okay.
And Dino Nuggets. He cooks them in the air
Fucking
fryer.
Dino Nugs. I love my nuggies.
Air fryer Dino Nuggets.
Oh, see, that's bougie. The air fryer.
Yeah. He said he likes it when they cook the lean cuisine or the kids' cuisines, and then the whatchamacallit gets really hard. The brownie.
The brownie.
Oh.
Yeah, it gets really hard. But he says
so it's like a chocolate crouton.
Yeah, and then he put it in milk and mix it around and you drink it. So
okay.
I get all my eating tips off of Neil.
I was just gonna say I'm taking notes at this point. This is the kind of Food Channel shit that I want.
Fuck yeah, eating like toddlers all day long. So speaking of eating like toddlers,
You should give out his phone number so everybody could ask him about those nuggets.
oh, okay. His phone number is. Call Nudie up. All right. So, but what we're doing is we decided to like cover some type of PSA about home economics, right? Mm-hmm. And basically, it was made in 1955.
It surely was.
Yeah, it's why study home economics is the thing. Why do we do this? And it's two sisters, and they discuss taking home economics to be better homemakers. Does that sound about right? Better homemakers, and I don't know. I mean, I took home economics, and what I took from home economics is I know how to sew.
I know how to sew. That's
sew
what
a
I
button.
learned. I know how to sew. I know how to use basic. Like I can make you a pillow out of one of our Androidvision T-shirts.
Sure. As
an example, I learned how to sew and not stitch my finger to anything because we had the sewing machines. Because 1955, they were probably because wasn't one of the sisters like embroidering or putting she was.
We're gonna talk about it, but all I know is take home economics because you'll find a good wife in there.
Boys or girls. I love how they threw the dudes in too, as if. We know they're all in shock.
Blasted chick behind my station.
We'll be right back after this PSA, guys.
What are you doing, Janice? You haven't had your nose out of those papers for an hour now.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what courses to take next term.
I have to do that, too. What are you taking?
Well, I have to fill one science requirement, and English, and I want to take home economics.
Home economics? Why in the world do you want to take home ec?
Why? Well, because that's something I'm going to need to know, and so are you. We have to learn sometime, Carol.
I'm learning something about homemaking right now. Mother can teach us how to keep house and cook and sew and everything we'll need to get by on.
But I don't want to just get by. If I'm going to be a homemaker the rest of my life, I want to know what I'm doing.
So do I. But personally, I think it's a waste of time to take home ec. What can they teach you in home ec classes that you can't learn right here at home or pick up after you get married?
Well, I don't know, but there's some things I'm sure.
If you find out what it is, you tell me.
All right, I will find out. Well, since you teach home ec, Miss Jenkins, could you tell me what I could learn in home ec that I can't learn at home?
Well, first of all, let's admit one thing, Janice. If your mother's going to run her own household and keep up on all the latest developments and teach you and your sister all there is to know about homemaking, well, she's going to be a pretty busy woman. To tell you the truth, Janice, you need to know more than just how to run a house or an apartment. You need to know why as well as how. Now, let's take a look at some of the courses you could take and see what might help you. In the courses that deal with the preparation of meals, you'll learn more than just how to cook. You will also study the fundamental principles of food buying, food handling, and, of course, the preparation and serving of family meals, meals that are planned to meet the individual needs of your family. You'll understand the nutritional problems of your family and each individual better after you've had courses in food and nutrition and studied the food requirements of the body and the composition and nutritive values of different foods. The needs and personality of each individual in your family will likewise determine the type of clothing you should purchase or construct. In clothing courses, you'll study the psychology of clothing, the history of costume, and the techniques of dress designing. You'll learn to recognize common fabrics and to distinguish one textile from another. Present-day textiles cannot be selected with confidence just by casual examination because there are so many new man-made fibers and new finishes for the old, familiar, natural fibers. It's a proud moment when you finally step before the mirror in something you've constructed, because you'll see not only the garment, but a person who is better prepared to select or construct clothing suitable for each member of your future family. And as you prepare for the future, you should recognize that your first home may be a trailer, or it may be your dream home. In either case, You'll be able to make your home more attractive, more suitable to your family if you've studied home decoration. Learn to distinguish between furniture styles and qualities. Practice combining different types of fabrics, colors, textures to find the effective ways of using whatever is available. You know, many boys as well as girls are enrolled in home economics courses. They too need to learn house designs, decorator colors, and money management. And when it comes to managing that home, you'll need to understand the principles of money management, how to use most advantageously whatever income you have. But of course, your real success or failure as a homemaker will be determined by your ability to develop good family relationships. The enrollment of both boys and girls in family relationship classes has shown that we're all becoming more and more aware of the advantages of preparing for marriage. Courses in child development help to prepare you for the task of guiding the child's physical, mental, and emotional development. Children need help in such things as learning the principles of money management, taking responsibility for their decisions, and adjusting to social situations. Home economics training teaches ways of developing democratic practices within the home and encourages you to take an active part in community affairs to protect the interests of your family and to share your education with others as well. Does that help answer your question, Janice?
Oh, I should say it does. Why, if anyone is going to be married and be a homemaker, it'd be foolish not to take home ec. But what if I don't get married? What good will all this do me then?
Well, that's something for you to consider, all right. You may not get married. Not right away, at least. You probably will go on to college first and then maybe even work for a while. If you do have an opportunity to go on to college, you'll be able to continue your home ec training on a higher level. The home ec courses you've taken in high school will provide a good foundation for the more advanced work in college. You'll see the relationship of your home ec training and the many other courses you will take in college. For instance, the relationship between a college chemistry course and what you've already studied about the chemical composition of new fabrics. Bacteriology will be more interesting because you've been concerned with bacteria and foods. And the same will be true of other courses. Sociology, economics, and psychology. For home economics training shows you how to use all your education to improve your living conditions. And when you graduate from college, there will be many professional opportunities awaiting you if you become qualified in the field of home economics. Home economists are urgently needed as teachers in secondary schools and colleges, in extension work, and in nursery schools. Businesses which specialize in selling goods and services to the homemaker need personnel with home economics training. While dietitians are in great demand as directors of food service in hospitals and other institutions, social service agencies utilize home economists in the development of their programs. If you have scientific interests or technical skills, there's a demand for laboratory technicians in nutrition, foods, and textile research. In the newspaper and magazine field, there are fine opportunities for writers who have a working knowledge of home economics. And in radio and television, there are opportunities for home economists who have the necessary training and capabilities. And so you see, Janice, regardless of what the future may hold in store for you, your home ec training will be of value to you. You'll always be faced with the problems of maintaining a home for yourself. And you will find that your home ec training has given you an understanding of how to be a better homemaker, both for yourself and for others who depend upon you. And that's something worth thinking about.
I will think about it, Miss Jenkins, and thank you.
You're welcome, Janice. Come back again anytime.
What can they teach you in home ec classes that you can't learn here at home or pick up after you get married? If you find out, you tell me.
Just wait till I get home and see Carol. What I won't tell her.
Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that home economics video PSA. I learned a couple things from that PSA. I didn't know that women used to be so fucking like, I guess, cognitively subservient to men. And I don't know, I kind of miss those days. I mean, I feel like I missed out on something.
I feel like kids these days, this is where I'm gonna be Grandma Aurelius, right? These kids these days should watch this video for every time that they're feeling like, you know, oh, society's moving backwards and da-da-da. And I'm like, we are doing okay. We are doing okay.
So what? Okay, so two sisters or whatever, they're discussing how to be better women. Give us a breakdown of this. There's also a trailer. They can move into a trailer, or they can move into a house.
Your first home might be your dream home, or it could be a trailer. But regardless of where you are, you have to know the proper textiles to use, and the colors, and the fabrics, and nothing will feel better than the first time you stand there making something that you made, or wearing something you made with your own two hands.
Wow.
And I submit that online shopping is a thing, and I'm gonna stick with that because I can make a pillow. I'm gonna polystyrene and just wear a big sack because that's as far as I got in home economics. I know how to sew, and that's kind of it.
Did they go over this video on how to cover up, like, you know, bruising on the eyes in case they got popped by their man? If they didn't have it cleaned up.
Well, if you don't talk back.
This is true, yeah.
If you don't talk... See, I feel like we could do a PSA for now where it's how to fight back.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that to be a proper homemaker back in those days, you had to have one of two things working for you, right?
Well, first of all, your uterus and your ovaries were essential.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're just cranking out babies. That's all you're doing.
You also had to be a good chef.
Yes.
A chef.
And a nutritionist.
Nutritionist, chef. And you had
home designer, fashion designer.
Now, this is where it takes it to the next level, right? You got to be good in the bed, but
do you?
No, you do. But this is what makes the wife even better. This is where she gets the better card at the end of the year.
Anything that's not missionary?
Yes, anything that's not missionary. She's got to know how to lick butthole. That's it.
Not in the 50s, they were doing.
What are you talking about?
50s?
50s?
Side chicks were for.
In the 50s, wives weren't licking buttholes?
No.
That's side chicks.
Men and
Arguably.
Missionary, vanilla.
I don't know. I've seen some fucking
starfishes. Yeah.
I don't know.
Right. As long as you lay there and let it happen.
Unless it was porn or a side hustle.
I seen some hieroglyphics where a dude's getting head and the dog's licking his asshole from behind.
Not in the 50s.
Not in the 50s.
Oh no,
the 50s,
but it was
we moved so far backwards as a society, and then the backwardsness of society peaked in the 50s.
In the 850s, they were getting their asses eaten by dogs.
Oh hell yeah! Are you kidding me? Like you had like Catherine the Great, like having like dicks put on her throne and stuff. Like fuck yeah, man, they were rowdy.
My mom fucking, I don't know about my mom and dad, but I do know that my grandparents had a lot of fucking kids, and that you're talking 50s and 40s and 50s.
It was those old nightgowns, man.
But I bet if you ask Grandma, she ever had an orgasm. That's a whole different story.
Of course she's had orgasms
What's
on her
an
face. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into the movie here. Woo, yeah. So we're gonna be doing Evil Speak, which was my pick. I fucking love this movie, and I don't know, it's like a really slow burn, but the end is completely worth it, and I'm not going to give any more away about that. But remember, like, we want to always give the tagline away before we watch this movie to get you really psyched up and pumped, like when they used to do really cool taglines on top of movies just to get you pumped up, you know. So this one's remember the little kid you used to pick on? Well, he's a big boy now.
which is hilarious because he's like 5'3". Like, he's so little.
You little Clint Howard.
In a toupee.
Was he wearing a toupee?
He was wearing a toupee. And here's the fun thing: they made him pay for his own toupee.
No.
Because you know he probably took that shit home. Because we all know him as the bald guy.
Damn, he wasn't John Saxoning that shit and showed up with the fucking
He had a
case full of
toupee.
toupees. Do you want this toupee on? Do you want this toupee on?
Right? Like, which one? But they're like, whatever, as long as you pay for it.
So this is a 1981 classic. It's about an outcast military cadet named Steve. Steve, and he discovers an ancient, I don't know, spell book on the dark web.
The dark web.
The original dark web in 1981. It was on a floppy disk.
The ones and zeros.
That was the origin of the dark web.
Dark web.
Yeah. Well, he starts summoning demons and whatnot to wreak havoc on his fucking...
As one does.
His fucking bullies. But yeah, Richard Mole is great in this movie. Fun fact about Richard Mole, he actually was, because there's so many head cuts in this movie, which is really fucking cool.
It's a great
but
thing
like
to have.
just a bunch of decapitations in this movie with the sword. But with that being said, it's funny because Richard Mole was actually in the first episode of the Highlander TV show. Yeah, Highlander the series, where he was, you know, hacking people's heads off.
There can be only one.
He tried to be a wannabe Kurgan, Clancy Brown, punk rock a little bit.
Oh, he doesn't have the...
His decapitation in this film is pretty epic, though.
Yeah, it is. It is. So, we hope you enjoy the movie. We're going to be back with some interesting facts after this. But before, we're going to have a quick segment with Ejaculus. And we'll see you after the movie.
Now, guys, they have been... Hold it, guys. They have been called the sickest band in the history of rock and roll music. Here, representing...
Sometimes you have kids.
I can stick my whole hand in there.
If you're doing things correctly, you have kids.
Yeah, but you can stick your whole hand in there and still flip a coin.
Well, is that not pleasurable for you?
Like throwing a
Flipping
hot
the
dog
coin?
down the hallway?
The whole thing.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's your gambling habits showing.
Are we giving out spoilers for this movie? Is this after, before? What's
It's before the movie, man. Hey, what's up with that cool fucking poster over your shoulder?
I don't know. I don't look at this fucking place. I don't care about this place.
Black Gestapo.
It says the Black Gestapo on it.
Such a great movie.
It's a good
I
movie.
keep looking at this fucker. Who's this guy? This place is too crowded. Fucking Gary.
Hello.
Jesus.
Shred didn't show up.
I'm gonna fucking...
Shred.
Shred's in
We
a
got these
fucking
other
bender.
two.
Don't you remember me from last time?
Jeez.
I still maintain that if he had shit himself, he would be here.
I told him. That's how I get off of work.
Yeah, just shit yourself and go about your day.
So this movie was, as it was quoted, I will quote, is the Carrie for boys.
Carry for boys.
Carrie for boys.
Yep.
I don't know because I didn't watch it. I actually watched the beginning. I did like that transition where they cut off her head and it goes to the soccer game, the kicking the ball.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's amazing. That's cinematography right there.
I feel like it was lacking in. I maintain that if you were going to have anything where it takes place at a military academy, there's
Boys should be fucking.
automatically homoeroticism.
Oh.
It was lacking in homoeroticism.
Even them making fun of that weird kid, like, hey, touch my dick again. You know?
Right. Like, who have we accidentally touched PPs?
Oh.
Like, that's what I'm looking for at a military academy. Or else everything that...
We know that's what happens. That's what happens.